Welcome back to Squelch, the Video Game Book Club. I'm Dano.
I'm Matt at Arms, and we're here to remind you that Final Fantasy VI is a game, and games are supposed to be fun.
Storm Rage is not here this week because it is the 90s, and Storm Rage was not old enough to record a podcast in the 90s. He also has like rehearsal stuff, and is super busy at work because he's a professor and he has to profess and grade papers and stuff. So no Storm Rage this week. So Matt and I are going to run the show. We promise it will be funny.
It'll be. We'll promise it's a third less funny than usual.
Yes. Well, yeah. But only a third.
But we'll only a third. Yeah.
Because all three of us are equal parts funny. We're one third funny. So.
Exactly. We're like a thing that we'll talk about later. That once one of us gets knocked off, the entire balance gets thrown away, and then things happen. We'll talk about that next week, though.
Wow, that wasn't spoilers at all.
No
spoilers for this 30-year-old video game,
right?
Hey, this week we wanted you to finish the banquet. Next week, I want you to get off the floating continent, so you'll know what that means when you get there. When you do, I would encourage you to not rush into getting off.
Spend a lot of time there.
The continent. Continent's like, are you sure you want to leave? I would say, no, you don't. I would say you want to wait. That is a hint.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Don't do it.
I mean,
then when you try the second time, it will tell you why you don't want to do it, just so you know. So that's why.
Yeah, and then just sit there and take a nap for 4.5 minutes because it takes 30 seconds to get to the end of the point.
Well, because now we have like sprint always on, so everything is faster than it used to be. So get off the floating continent. There is not a ton of gameplay in here. But it's a lot of fun stuff going on in here. And after this is Storm Rage's favorite part of video games, an open world. And I want to be able to walk Storm Rage through that without him like just being dropped off into it and then throwing his controller against the wall out of frustration and not knowing where to go. So
or in his case, his entire Switch, which would be a lot more expensive.
Yes, his Switch. I mean, the game does tell you what to do if you go talk to villagers and stuff, but I can understand the frustration of having to talk to every villager to figure out exactly what you're supposed to do. So I'm not saying he is wrong.
I'll also spend a lot of time in the floating continent. There's a lot of experience and a lot of like stuff. Like you can grind pretty heavily on the floating continent as well. Spend a lot of time there.
Yeah, you can. All right, cool. Let's go thank our patrons.
Thanks. I am pretty incredible.
I assumed that Storm Rage said thank wherever he is just now. We couldn't hear it because he's not recording, but I just assume it did happen, which is why I wanted to give him that space there to do it.
Yeah. So in your head, put that sound in your own head.
Yeah, exactly. As I'm sure you all did, because I did.
Yes.
Hey, patrons and Twitch subs, thank you so much for your support. You keep this podcast ticking. If you, dear listener, want to support the show, head over to twitch.tv/DanOplay. The O is a 0 because I'm cool, or patreon.com/squelch. $5 above on the Patreon, and you get the podcast, and that is recorded through our Patreon feed. And if you are listening, you're supporting the podcast. So, hey, thank you so much for doing that. We really appreciate all of you for hanging out with us. It's a lot of fun.
This one's a real page-turner.
All right, we'll go every other here, Matt. First up is Bannon, the leader of the Returners, a secret resistance movement formed against the Gestalian Empire. His prey ability will heal the entire party. And also, like, the Returners is not secret at all. Like, everyone in the world seems to be quite aware of the Returners. It's just, like, so it's not secret, no.
I mean, so it's just basically a resistance movement. It's not exactly secret anymore.
And like,
Yeah.
what exactly? Like, I guess they're resisting the Empire, but wouldn't that be the part of the other nation states? Like, I don't fully
Yeah.
like the Returners aren't like members of the. It would make more
I
sense
mean,
if the Returners were like people who had to run from like the other cities of the southern continent who once lived like maybe
yeah,
they're from Albrook or Sen, the other two cities, and they're resisting
yeah,
that. That makes sense
yeah,
to
like
me.
yeah. They're like the resistance in France, right? When France was taken over by Nazi Germany, like they're the people resisting Nazi Germany.
Ooh, okay, cool. But the people of those cities initially were collaborators.
Correct.
Okay, cool.
Maybe.
Cool.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. See, Celes, she was born in the Gestalian Empire. She received a magic infusion as a child and rose to the rank of general. That's a word. Those are words on the screen. She became disillusioned with the Empire and turned traitor after the attack on South Figaro. Or did she?
Ooh.
She was rescued from South Figaro dungeon by Locke.
Cyan is a samurai retainer to the king of Doma. Cyan led the defense of Doma against the Gestalian Empire until Kefka poisoned the river, killing all inhabitants, including Cyan's wife and son. Also, hot tip: if you do put haste on Cyan, he actually seems to be just fine. So I'm gonna do that.
If you put the haste ring or whatever on him,
Haste
he's
boots.
pretty good. The haste boots?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think they're haste
Good to
boots,
know.
right?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's an object you can put on.
Yes.
All right, we got Edgar. He's the ruler of Figaro, most technologically advanced nation in the world. Figaro and Edgar were allied with the Castalian Empire, but Edgar was planning all along to double-cross the Empire. He joined the Returners. He's a kind-hearted master engineer. Also, hits on people a lot.
Tends to, yes.
He won the throne on a raid coin toss.
He did. He didn't want the throne any more than his brother did, but he was like, I want this. I want to leave less than you want to leave, so I will take this one for the team and do what mom and dad asked, and you can go have your freedom because I'm a good brother. It's kind of the situation it was, yeah.
Yep.
Gaw is a feral child who grew up on the veldt. Gaw joins herds and packs of animals and monsters on the veldt, learning their attacks. Sabin and Cyan earned his trust during their journey through the veldt. Gaw decided to travel with them, eventually joining the Returners. Cyan and Gaw are inseparable in Matt's playthrough.
They are. Locke, he calls himself a treasure hunter. He's actually a thief and a pretty decent one at it. He can steal the clothes right off your back. Indeed does that from time to time. Locke is a member of the Turner, acts as a go-between for Ban and Edgar and their Turners and Narsh. He has a tragic backstory with a lady that he was in love with who died and is frozen and is not dead, but is dead. But maybe he's dead. Who knows? There's also some tension between him and Celes. So,
Sabin is a twin brother of Edgar. He chose to forego the throne in favor for his freedom. He studied under the master monk Duncan, fighting with his claws and learning the powerful blitz technique.
Shadow, a wandering mercenary ninja assassin. He will join the party, but for a price, or other people will pay for it. But never for long. He chooses when he wants and leaves. He's only allegiance to himself and to his dog, Interceptor. Do we mention he's a ninja? Because he's a ninja, and he uses throwing stars because he's cool, because he's a ninja. And ninjas are, since it is the 90s, ninjas are the coolest thing ever.
It's 2026, and ninjas are still the coolest thing ever. I don't even know where that came from. Ninjas are amazing. That's why Shadow is so amazing. Tara is a former slave and soldier of the Castalian Empire. She was rescued by Locke while fleeing after a failed attack on Narsh to steal a newly discovered Esper. Tara was controlled using a slave crown. Even though she has been freed, she has no memory of who she is. She joined the Returners not because she wants to fight, but so she can help create a lasting peace. She can use magic.
Mm-hmm. Got General Leo, the top general of the Gestalian Empire. He was leading the attack on Doma before summoned back to the capital, which led to Kefka poisoning the well, or the water supply. Even though Leo did lead the attack on Doma, Cyan and Sabin believe he is an honorable man, and he kind of is.
He is.
For the most part.
Kefka, on the other hand, is a literal evil clown. Also one of the top generals of the Gestalian Empire. He is obsessed with Terra and can use magic.
Mm-hmm. And we have Emperor Gastal. He's the Emperor of the Gastalian Empire. He's conquered the entire southern continent and is making his way north for evil means. And he kind of looks like a dog person.
He does kind of look a dog person.
But no, he's just a man.
He's just a man with a beard and long black hair. But it's a dog. All right, so last when we left our intrepid adventurers, they were entering Vector, which is a fully hostile, militarized, and industrial city. And not the fun steampunk kind of industrial city like Figaro Castle, but more like an 1800s, everyone is dying of coal inhalation type of industrial city. As we wander around, we learn a little bit about the generals. First is General Leo, never received a Magitech infusion. That's kind of cool. And second is that Kefka was Sid's first experimental Magitech knight. We learn that Sid is kind of the head scientist of the Gastalian Empire. And boy howdy, this is just me saying this, it sure would be a bummer if the first human test subject had gone a little bit insane.
Yeah, it could happen. You never know.
Anyway, within the city, there are a few people who soon be on the side of the returners. The first is an old lady who attacks us on sight, but after we beat up her thugs, she's all like, maybe you young people can actually do this. And then she'll heal us, which is nice since we can't stay at the inn. The second is an old man who says he knows we are returners due to the glint of hope in our eye. And so he helps us get past the guards by faking throwing up because it is the 90s and the 90s are awesome and we won't allow Storm Rage to disparage them any longer. So into the Magitech, into the Imperial Magitech factory we go, thanks to our pretending spy who got sick. Not sick though, but pretended to get sick. It's a maze full of pipes, elevators, onion knights, and proto armor. We fight our way through, picking up lots of sweet loot left behind by the Empire in very conspicuous treasure chests. Thank you, Emperor. All of this is made much easier thanks to the Pixel Remaster having a minimap and the ability to turn off encounters.
Oh, God, yes. Yeah. Jeez.
It truly is a maze. It is like you have to kind of go through all these different pipes, and they're like cranes to hang on, and then they're like one way like conveyor belts, and so but there's lots of loot, and so you have to keep on making your way around. It's very circular. The minimap makes it much easier, so you can kind of take a look at the minimap and see where you've been and where you're going.
And also turning off encounters is just like, okay, now let me figure out this maze so I can just get through it and then turn it back on.
Yep. It's like, okay, I want to make sure I've got everything. Encounters off, run around, find everything. Encounters back on. Here we go.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's a lot of fight, not a lot of story, but it leads us to the disposal pit. Except right before we get to this disposal pit, we actually don't know that's where we're going yet, but it is. We run into Kefka, and he is talking to himself again. Thank goodness, because he tells us all about his plan to become an all-powerful god by reviving the Warring Triad. Oh my gosh, the Warring Triad. Yeah, no, we don't know what that is either. Kefka seems very enthusiastic though, so it is probably bad. After his little monologue, he punts some dead espers down a trash chute, and there's only one thing for us to do: follow them down.
Into the garbage chute, Flyboy.
Into the garbage chute, Flyboy. So we save our game at the conveniently located safe spot and then get attacked by an esper. I guess it isn't dead. It's a fire esper named Ifrit. We beat it up, and then a second esper, who is also not dead, joins the fight, and its name is Shiva, an ice esper. We beat her up as well, and then they're like, oh, you seem to have the power of Rama. He must have thought you were good folk. We're dying anyway, so we'll go ahead and turn ourselves into rocks. So all of you can use our magic, but please rescue our friends.
Mm-hmm.
So on our way, now that it's time to rescue our new jewelry's friends. First things first, the most powerful boss in the game, not a boss at all, in fact, is a random encounter that casts level 5 death. I sure hope none of your characters have a level divisible by 5, because if you do, they are dead. I had 3 of my 4 characters at level like 25 or something. So they died.
No.
It was exciting and not at all annoying. It was actually annoying. There is an actual boss here as well, but it's just a guy with magic dual wielding some swords. Good thing he can't kill all of us with levels divisible by 5.
Much easier.
Much, much easier. He did have an earthquake ability, though. That was kind of fun for him.
Yeah.
Did you have any trouble with this boss?
Not at all.
No.
Like, I think I might have over leveled at this point, just trying to run around. Like, I think I avoided the level 5 death because I think I was like level 27, 28 on like everybody, or so it was just like, oh, okay, level 5 death. Nice. It whiffed. Good job.
Yeah, I ended up having one character being like 200 experience points off of getting like 26 or something. And so I was like, I'll just go ahead. Hold on, let me just pop around here, get that last level I need. Okay, 2 of you will be able to handle this. No problem. And they did.
Yep.
So now we are in the top secret Magitech research facility. This is where they drain espers of their powers to make Magitech knights. We talk to all the espers in the tubes, and they're like, yeah, no, we're all super weak. We're going to turn ourselves into rocks too. Now we have lots of magic rocks to wear. But in a twist, and no one could have saw coming, the head scientist Sid sees the magic rocks and is like, holy buckets. Killing them and wearing them as an accessory is hundreds of times more powerful than draining them of their power in this very slow and arduous process. Luckily, he likes Celis, and he is like, yeah. And she is like, yeah, I actually joined the rebels and the Empire is bad. And he is like, nah, you're a spy. And then Kefka shows up and he is like, ha 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 ha, Celis, you are such a good spy. Then Locke is like, these 2 very untrustworthy men must be telling the truth. You are an awful person and a spy. Then Celis is sad, and Kefka tries to murder everyone, but Celis stops him because she isn't actually a spy. No one saw that coming. Locke feels bad because he is actually a really crappy friend. Sid is then like, oh, the energy flux cylinders are fluxing with too much energy. We need to run away before it blows up. So we run away with Sid, who is apparently not a bad guy and says maybe he should have drained the life force of those living beings because he was being threatened by Kefka, and now he is a good guy. He tells us that he has known Celis since she was a child and doted on her as if she were his own, and that we need to rescue her. Then we hear Kefka, and he pushes us into a mining cart, and we have to fight monsters. Kefka gets mad that we're trying to run away and uses crane arms to attack the airship. We fight the crane arms instead of, just flying away.
Can I talk about the minecart sequence?
Yes.
Why was it so long? It was like so long. It was like, and it's just like, could you direct where the minecart goes, or is it just on a rail?
I don't believe you could direct where the minecart goes in this one. Or if you could, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So this is kind of like when you were under the sea in the Serpent Trench, and you could turn left or right or straight. But this one, I think you just there were off ramps, but it didn't give us like the arrows to choose which way to go. So I think it was just an illusion of choice. Because you just fight some monsters and then you fight a boss who wasn't too difficult.
So long. It was so long. It was just like, okay, can we just end? Does this have to be this long? I guess because we're leaving the castle and it's a big castle.
Yeah,
but,
of course.
Yeah.
Couldn't be easy.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't that difficult. The battles weren't that hard. I mean, but the cards were just like, why is this taking so long?
We're just in a mining cart. They don't go super fast. Though it did appear like we were going super fast, and it looked very cool.
It's modes. It's good use of the modes. The mode 7 in on the SNES.
Yeah, it looked great. So Locke is worried about Terra, so we head back to Zozo and go up to the very top of the tower again, and Terra is still kind of there in her monster Terra form, and then she goes, Father? And then one of our pieces of magical formally sentient jewelry reacts to her. Squiggles and flashback time. Now we're behind the sealed gate, and a human has found her way through. Maduin? We think Maduin?
I think it's Maduin.
Maduin? Maduin? I think it's an I there, though. I'm going to say Maduin.
Yeah, Maduin.
Maduin and Esper helps her. she is like, oh, I'm in the Esper world. That's neat. And you think I'm joking. I've done a lot of joking about all of this, but in this instant, I'm not joking at all. She was just like, oh, I'm in the Esper world with like just very matter of fact about it. Not like, oh my gosh, these mythical beings from 1,000 years ago actually exist and I'm in amongst them in their world. Nope. She's like, oh, sweet.
Yeah, she's just like, yeah, it's a Tuesday. It's just I'm in Esper world today.
She introduces herself as Madeline, and then Madeline and Maduin are like, oh, Espers and humans can't coexist. So Madeline is like, yep, I'm going to go leave. And then Maduin stops her and he's like, you don't have to leave. And she's like, okay. And then they do a little dancing scene and like stars drip down from them as they're dancing. And then a baby appears. That is Terra.
Yep, that's how babies are made.
It's exactly how it happened in the game too. You can Google it. I'm not exaggerating. That's what happens. Again,
and it's
not a joke.
Cute little, and it's a super cute little sprite with like green hair. It's amazing. It's so cute.
Adorable.
It's perfect.
What's fun about it is now 2 years later. It says so in the game, and it is still the little infant sprite. So the Empire attacks the Esper world, and the Espers are like, Madeline did it. And instead of saying that she didn't and being like, I'm one of you, and like my baby is here, why would I do this? She just runs away to the sealed gate. Maduin goes to stop her, but it's too late. The gate is closing, and anything near it is getting sucked out, including Terra, Madeline, and Maduin, as well as all of the Empire soldiers and the Emperor. So, the Emperor goes up to Madeline and Terra, and Madeline's like, hey, leave my daughter alone. And the Emperor's like, oh, a half Esper, half human? I'm going to turn this thing into a slave. Then he kills Madeline, turns Maduin over to Sid to get the magic sucked out of him, and turns Terra into a slave. What a neat guy. What a neat guy.
Yes. Yeah. I do respect Maduin and Madeline not using an M name for their daughter.
I don't. She should be Mara, not Terra.
That's true. I mean, it's true. I mean, but also, you know,
Madeline,
we have to
Maduin,
break the
Marilyn.
Marilyn, there, you know, but there's not enough. Too many characters. We can't fit that in the 6-character space.
They fit Madeline in. Is Madeline more characters than Marilyn?
I mean, but that's not a character you name. So,
ooh,
you know.
Fair point. Yep.
Yeah.
Now, back to the present day, and Terra's like, I accept who I am now, and I can morph into an Esper for a short period of time and do double damage, which is great.
It's really good. And, you know, and also if you put haste on Terra, she does a ton of damage in that form.
Yeah. So she has
because you can just get more attacks off. Yeah.
It like when you first get the morph ability, you blow through it very quickly. Like you get like maybe a turn or two with it. But as the game progresses, it goes longer, and you can actually get out some pretty good hits with it.
And you can only use it once a battle as well, so you have to kind of time it.
It's less than that even. So like depending on how long you used it for, it can be longer than a few battles. So it isn't. I'm not sure exactly how long it is, but it definitely can go longer than one battle. So
yeah. Oh, it has like some sort of cooldown on it.
It does have some sort of as an internal cooldown. I don't know what it is. I could have looked it up. I didn't. Maybe I'll do that next time. We shall see.
I mean, it's really good against bosses. I'm just saying that. Like, you know, it's really good against bosses.
Yeah. So we return to Narsh, and Bannon is like, hey, the people of Narsh are going to fight, but we don't have enough troops. You know those dead Espers you were wearing around? What if we got some live Espers to go and help us as well? The Espers can attack from the east, while Figaro and Narsh attack from the west. This is a perfect plan, and will definitely not backfire at all. Okay.
It's a great plan.
Time to head to the sealed base and fight our way to the sealed gate.
All right. So we walk into the sealed base, in the gate base. It's empty. Curiously empty. Actually, if you were there before, there's a bunch of troops hanging around. They're gone now. Where are they? Who knows? It doesn't matter. They're just letting us in, though. It's cool. That's not suspicious at all. There's a building with a bunch of treasure chests downstairs. That's a surprise clue that'll help us later. We head out to the east entrance of town and head to the cave into the sealed gate. We enter the cave. There's a bunch of traps and moving platforms and switches on the wall that move things around. It's a puzzle. It's depending on your idea of fun. This is fun. I enjoyed it tremendously, just trying to figure out all the puzzles and trying to get all the sweet loot. There's a bunch of stuff in here. There's a Genji glove you can miss. Don't miss that. That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's an Ultima weapon in here somewhere, or is
There
that somewhere
is
else?
the one and only Ultima weapon.
Yeah, there is an Ultima weapon in here. There's a few other things that are really, really good. Don't miss them. If you miss them, too bad. Or go in there afterwards before you go to the floating continent.
Yes. Yes.
We make our way to the center of the cave, and it's a sealed gate that leads us to the Esper world. Oh no, it's a trap! Shocker. Kefka used us to get into the sealed gate. Terra transforms, and the gate opens. She starts flashing and resonating with the gate, and the gate opens. Espers fly out like it's the scene from Ghostbusters when they shut down the containment unit.
It is.
It's basically like that. It is super cool. I'll talk about this later, but this is one of my favorite scenes in the game. It knocks everyone over. Kefka is blown away. The cave collapses around the door and seals it again. We make a run for the airship. We're told as we leave the base that the Espers went towards the capital and causing mayhem there. We get on the airship and we're attacked by a bunch of Espers. It knocks the airship out of the air and we crash near the town of Miranda. We grab a chocobo, ride it towards Vector, or turn off encounters, save 100 gil. Your choice. And also, like, the encounters on the map aren't strong. Like, you don't get much out of them anymore because you're probably over-leveled by this point.
Yes.
All right, so we get back to Vector, and oops, it all backfired. The Espers did a lot of murdering and set Vector on fire. Returner and Narsh soldiers are wandering around like, we didn't do this. This is like it was like it when we got here. This isn't us. We find someone from the Empire who seems to be in charge. And he's like, "Hey, the Emperor wants to chat because now he wants peace. Oh, now you want peace after your city's ruined by a bunch of Espers. Got it. I guess our plan worked in a way. Sure.
Oops.
Yeah. Whoops. We meet the Emperor in the Imperial Palace, and he's like, "Hey, we're gonna have this super fancy dinner in like 5 minutes, but some of my soldiers are real jerks about this. They don't want to They want to continue the war. I tried to tell them, but, you should really talk to them. Let them know how great you are. You need to talk to many as been possible in 5 minutes. It's really easy because you have sprint shoes on all the time."
Mm-hmm.
We run around and talk to about 27 people. I missed one. I don't know where it is. I got up to 26. I don't know where the 27th is. It bugged me there's one more. I don't know where you are, and I don't want to look up a guide. And also we fight them, and also they're in the bathroom. Like there's like 3 or 4 of them that are just in the bathroom, and we talk to them in the bathroom. It's
you can
weird.
flush a toilet too.
Yes, it's great. So like you beat them up, and it convinces you that hey, after you're beat up, peace is good. Yeah. Now it's time for the fancy dinner. The Emperor gives us a pop quiz. If we do good on the pop quiz, he agrees to have soldiers leave everywhere. He gives us the key, or he unlocks the door to the basement of that base and had all those treasure chests. Super cool. There's some good stuff in there. There's some money. There's some loot. There's some like high elixirs. There's some X potions. There's some good stuff in there. Either way, he asks us to help convince the Espers to stop murdering people. Go ahead, Dan.
Did you find the flame sword that was in the stove?
Yes.
I love it so much. I'm like, oh, they were using the flame sword to heat up the space. I love that so much.
Yeah. All right. So either way, he asks us to go convince the Espers to stop murdering people, which seems like a good idea at the time. Good idea here. We all agree to, and it's off to meet with General Leo and go chat with some Espers.
And that's where we leave off. What did you think about the pop quiz? How'd you do in the pop quiz?
I aced it because I had the guide right in front of me.
Nice.
It's one of those things. It's one of those things where it's like you pick the most diplomatic answer possible every time. I think I think it's like you have to be like a lot of like what do you think of Celes? Is like she's one of us, or I don't know, I don't trust her. She seems like a bad lady. It's like or. Like what should we do with Kefka? You can say should murder him, or he should stand trial for his crimes, or like set him free. Why not? Like what?
There was one, I don't remember which one it was, but I was like, this one Seems like not the best answer, but this is what the guide says to do.
Hold on, let me look at the guide because I have the guide open.
I did find
Is
all
it
27 people. I actually ran around and talked to everyone twice just to be sure I didn't miss anybody.
Where is the Vector Banquet? There we go. Is it let us make a toast to our homelands? What do you think we should do with Kefka? Leave him in jail, pardon him, or execute him? No one would ever dream Kefka would use poison. What's done is done. That was inexcusable, which is the right answer. And then apologize again. Like,
I mean, I feel like the amount of apologizing was done, but that wasn't it. So
then there was one where it's like, hey, you can ask him questions, and every time you ask him a question, you get more points according to this guide. And then he asks you, hey, what was that first question you asked me, by the way?
It was a literal pop quiz. And if you ask him the same question more than once, he does also get mad at you and you start losing points as well. So he's an impatient man that he's already answered a question. He's not going to answer it twice.
I mean, he is the emperor. Come on. It's
fair enough. He is a busy emperor.
Man. Oh, should we go to tea?
No tea this week because no new friends.
We didn't go get Mog here? I got Mog.
Oh, I forgot to go. I did get Mog. You're right. I forgot that this is when we got Mog. So yeah.
Yeah, you just go back to Narsh. You go back to Narsh and you find a guy in.
Hold on.
Oh.
Hello, old friend. Let's meet for tea after the match, shall we?
All right, time for one of my favorite characters, Mog.
Yeah, so if you go back to Narsh and you go to, there's a building on the right side of town that you can access through like a ladder or something. And there's a guy, there's a wolf head guy who's trying to steal all the stuff, but he doesn't steal anything. He sees you and runs off. If you chase him up to the cliffs, there's a scene where Mog shows up and he's he threatens to kill Mog. And then you can either choose to follow the guy or save Mog. And then I think you get a golden hairpin or you get Mog. And it's you want the character, right? You always want the character.
But at this time, you don't know that he's going to become a playable character, though you should know because you gave him a name.
You name him. Yeah, you gave him a name. Yeah. So Mog is a fun character. He has a dance ability that does a random, so he has that has a certain subset of random moves that with each dance. There's one that heals you. There's one that deals light damage. There's one that does plasma damage. And there also has a chance to fail, which is also amazing. But also he hits really hard when he hits. It's great.
So the dances are good now, but what makes Mog super duper good is Mog uses spears. Why is that important, you ask? Because
he's a back row character. Yes.
Well, even better than that, there's an item, a relic called the Dragoon Boots. And with the Dragoon Boots, you jump into the air, and then you do a Dragoon attack, like from Final Fantasy IV. If you do that with any character, you can do that with any character using a short like a sword or anything like that, and they will do that, but it'll be slow. Now, if you are using a character with a spear, it is normal speed. So the two characters that use spears are Edgar and Mog, so they can use the Dragoon Boots. So that's nice. So he jumps up, does an attack. It's normal size, normal attack, normal speed, but it gets him out of the way. So any AoE attack and that will miss him. So that sounds nice, right? But there is a second relic you can get called a Dragon Horn. When you get the Dragon Horn and use it with the Dragoon Boots, you can do up to 4 random attacks with your shield with your Dragoon ability. And so it can hit up to 4 times. So the first one will hit the enemy you attacked, but then you also can hit up to 3 more, and each one of those is a chance to crit. And so you're basically doing 4 attacks with a character who is jumping out of the way of all the other attacks. So Mog and Edgar both get bananas good.
Yeah, because Edgar's tools really fall off about this point in the game too.
They become kind of just so that's kind of the cool thing about, I think, how this. So this is a cool part to talk about that. We talked about it a little bit last week as well, but the progression of characters in this game is really neat because it starts with their special abilities are what makes them powerful at the beginning of the game. So like, Sabin's blitzes are really good.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the game, the tools are powerful at the beginning of the game. Throw just remains powerful throughout the game. But as like you progress through the game, they get less and less powerful, and you get like they become more and more powerful with more powerful relics you can find, like the Dragoon boots, or more powerful via magic. So like both Celis and Terra right now are mildly powerful. They're good characters, but not great characters. But like the magic gets more and more powerful as you progress. And so it's kind of like a natural way to kind of handle power creep is like they're these abilities that they have at the beginning of the game kind of fall off a little bit. And then things you gain throughout the game make other parts of them more powerful. So it's like, it's kind of a kind of fun way that they kind of worked the game. I thought it was clever by the devs and how they did it. So, So Edgar's tools become like the chainsaw and drill remain fine and good to use.
The single use attack, the single enemy attacks. Yeah, like chainsaw's still pretty good. Like I was still using it on the floating coffin.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, 100%.
A ton of damage.
And like
or instant killing things.
Yeah, and Sabin like has his like flame AoE is good and his wind AoE will stay good. And then he'll get like his super blitz is basically like will continue to be good throughout the game. It won't like it'll be like at the beginning of the open world, it's really good. And then it starts to kind of fall off for the end, but it remains like mid-tier. So Sabin kind of remains a mid-tier character throughout the game. Right now, he's one of your most powerful characters. So, but yeah, it's cool. It's a neat game. I like how they did it. It's a clever game.
Taste my grilled cheese.
There, Storm Rage said munch, munch, munch. I'm sure you all heard it in your heads. I did as well.
I did.
I've got the first good, and the first good is both the Magitech facility and the sealed cave are just really cool biomes. Like the Magitech facility is very industrial. It has like a very industrial music. Has very you were fighting like Imperial soldiers and Imperial armor and that kind of stuff. Very cool. Has a very like the soundtrack is very like has like almost like sound effects in the background of it to a certain extent. Mm-hmm. And then the sealed cave is exact opposite, where it's very like magical, very mysterious, full of magical creatures that you can fight. There are like it's covered in lava, which is super neat. It's again, both of them are very, very like labyrinthine. So like worth kind of wandering around. Both have very powerful things you can find in it. Magitech facility less so than the sealed cave, though. That has stuff you can't find. You can never get the Ultima weapon again if you miss it in this section. You can get Genji glove in different ways, but like the Ultima weapon is the only way you can get the Ultima weapon. And so it definitely rewards kind of going around and really searching and kind of like playing around in this really cool magical biome. What's not so good there, Matt?
The scene of the sealed gate. I love the scene of the sealed gate. It just needs a remake just for that. I just want like a classic like Final Fantasy or like one of like a modern Final Fantasy cinematic of the scene of the sealed gate, where like it's like you just see all the espers escaping and causing mayhem and damage. It is great. It in my 15-year-old mind, it was amazing. It doesn't hold up because it's like literally like the battle screen and stuff kind of flies off the edge of the battle screen.
And it's just like the pixel of the Esper. So it's like it's cool it's pixel like the same art, but it's just the Esper that you would summon from the battle scene. So
yeah, it's like the same 3 or 4 Espers come out and like it's like okay. You get it.
So yeah, it's neat, but it's like it does require a little imagination. It is 1990s technology after all.
Yeah.
Just kind of gussied up.
Right.
What's our best good?
I just love the fact that like the world changes after major story events, like in small ways, especially like with Vector. where like the first time we're there, it's like the steampunk, you know, like this like the coal. It's not really steampunk. It's more like coal punk, right? Like where it's like dingy, dirty,
I like
you
that.
know, you know, not great place to live, but it's like, you know, we've got this Magitech factory just pumping out all the noxious fumes that kill everyone. And then we come back and it's literally on fire. And you walk into buildings that are on fire and it's just like, hey, oh, by the way, I can heal you again. Okay. You know, it's like, hey, the shop's open, but it's on fire. It's okay. And there's returners and NARS soldiers over who are going like, we didn't do this. This wasn't us. Like, that's all they say. And it's like, okay. And then, like, it's just nice, like the little changes that happen with major story events and, you know, foreshadowing for things that happen later.
He asks each traveler 5 questions. 3 questions. 3 questions.
3, that's a magic number. I will ask myself 3 questions.
Matt, what'd you like?
I love the Celis story beat here, like where she's like, "Are you a spy? Are you not a spy? Or like, are you like, you know, do you trust her now? Is she actually a spy, or is like, I know it's like she's not a spy. It's fine, but also she could be a spy. You never know. Like she shows up later on the side of the Empire, working for the Empire in a way. Like, you know, it's there's some damage in that relationship between her and Locke. So we'll figure it out. It's like, is she good? Is she bad? We don't know. It could be interesting. It's, you know, it's great. Complexity. I love it in 90s video games. Dano, what are you liking so far?
Actually progressing past the Magitech factory. I'll be honest, I have revisited this game a few times in the past, like, I don't know, 15, 20 years. And I play up to the Magitech factory and I'm like, I love this game. And then I stop playing because it's a little easy, or like I just remember everything. I don't need to replay it. But actually playing past that Magitech factory, playing back to the sealed gate, playing through the ridiculous banquet scene, which I don't care if it's cheesy. It's so much fun. It's and kind of then progressing even beyond that to what we can do next week. It really is a lot of fun. It is a really cool story. It's a very campy story. One of my favorite Final Fantasy stories, one of my favorite JRPG stories. And so reliving it, actually progressing past where I've kind of been my stopping point in the past, has been lots of fun.
That reminds me for next week.
Great. What are you struggling with, Matt?
I missed one of the guards. I don't know where he is. I talked to all the guards. I thought I talked to all the guards and I had like a minute and a half left. I'm like, there's one more. I don't know where it is. Also, there's a bunch in the bathroom. That's really weird. The Empire really needs to invest in bathroom stalls so you can just talk to people through stalls, right? So I just ran out of time. I still got a good enough score to get everything, like everything in the at the end. So like the locked areas. I tried to progress like early into it. It was like, no, you got a minute and a half. Like, you're good. Like, you go find that last guard. Like, I was like, okay.
Did you find the one at the top of the like Imperial base that you had to fight?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I found him.
There was a second one up there too. Did you
to the left?
Yeah.
There's to the 2 in the Magitech, and there's one to the left. And I thought there would be one on the right, but there's not. And like, I went to every door. I went all the way out to like the where like there was a guard blocking the stairwell, so you couldn't go out of the. Could you go past the stairwell? Oh yeah. Like, so I went all the way out to like where there's guards blocking the stairwells out of the Imperial Palace, because so you can't physically leave. So it's like I talked to them, got them on our side, and like, but it's like there's one somewhere I could not find, and it's bugging me. And I'm like, I'm going to find a walkthrough, and I'm going to feel like the biggest idiot. What are you struggling with?
It's probably someone you ran by multiple times,
right?
It's Sid and Locke. Like, I don't know. Like, Sid, you kind of a bummer, dude. Like, I get it. Like, this is like, I'm assuming you were raised in the Gestalian Empire, and so you thought you were, I don't know, supporting the troops. I can say that because I enlisted, just so you know.
Right.
But I don't know. And then Locke, come on, give me a break. Like, she's not a spy, you doofus. Like,
I have a question for you. Why? I forgot that Sid looks like a rubber duck. Like, he's wearing a rubber duck suit.
So there is a Sid in every
Yeah,
all but like 1 or 2 Final Fantasy games. There's a Sid.
I think
Every
it's not- he's
every
not-
game since 4 at least is a Sid. I think there might be a Sid in 2 even. I think it might be 2 and on, but
they made a magic card, like they made a Sid Sid magic card that you can have multiple Sids in your deck, as many Sids as you can put in your deck, and they made one for each art for each Sid in a Final Fantasy game. So there's like so many different like Sid arts
That's
that you can
fun.
have. It's super cool.
I know Sid isn't in the first game. I know Sid for sure is in the 4th game. I never played the 3rd one. I never played the 2nd one. The Sid in the 4th game is great. Big iconic bushy mustache. The Sid in the 7th grade, also great. He is a spear wielder. Very cool. Flies a rocket ship. But the rubber duck Sid in 6 is, like, for me, the iconic Sid. Sid is always a man wearing a yellow raincoat.
I gotta show you the picture, the art on the Final Fantasy 6 Sid.
Okay.
I just posted in the.
It's kind of perfect. It's Sid wearing his
great.
raincoat, wearing striped pants and fancy boots, looking very sternly at an Esper, and I love it so much. Do I have this in my deck that I bought?
I don't think you do. No.
Oh, that's sad for me.
I'll send it to you.
All right, Matt, what surprised you about the game?
The face turn, Emperor Gestal's face turn here, quote unquote face turn. Like,
yes.
I really enjoyed, like the diplomacy minigame was like silly, but I enjoyed it. It was fun. Like, you can be like a complete jerk and like still get a few things, but like, to get everything, you got to be the most diplomat in the world, right? I loved it. What surprised you about the game, Dan?
How much fun the Ultima weapon is to this day. So the way the Ultima weapon works is it is more powerful the more hit points you have. And that's not like your max hit point, it's your current hit point. But like the sword it's like lightsaber looking, and it gets longer and shorter depending on how much hit points you have. So if you have 10 hit points, it's a little itty bitty dagger. And if you have 5,000 hit points, it's like 5 times the length of your body. And I still, like, at this point in the game, it is only like normal sword length. But like, I love how silly and fun it is playing with the Ultima weapon. I don't know if it is actually good for any character to use the Ultima weapon. I refuse not to use the Ultima weapon because it is so much stinking fun.
I have it on lock right now because I have Genji gloves on lock, so we can mug twice.
Yeah.
So
I love mugging twice.
It's so good.
You want to buy some death sticks?
You don't want to sell me death sticks.
I don't want to sell you death sticks.
You want to go home and rethink your life.
I want to go home and rethink my life.
Matt, sell the game to a friend.
Yeah, I'm sorry my clown and I kind of unleashed an ancient terror back into the world, and my city got destroyed in the process. We're going to surrender, but I'm going to make you sit at a banquet and be nice to me.
Like, why are we being nice to him?
Right?
I feel like, hey, unconditional surrender time, maybe? Like...
Oh, did you fight one of the guards during the banquet, by the way?
Because that's one of the best rages at this point in the game.
Yeah.
In the words of Storm Rage, it mayhaps might be the silliest of JRPGs. That's it for this week. Next week, we discover the secret of Magitech and Final Fantasy VI. Thank you so much for listening. Thanks to our Twitch subs and patrons for patronizing us. You can find the link to our Discord and other things in the description of this episode.
And FS6's gaming games are meant to be fun.
This is the end of the show. Everybody bye!
That was a tight 50 minutes. Good Lord.
I think we can definitively say that it's not me or you that makes this podcast long-winded. It is
It's
indeed
true.
Storm Rage.
I mean, it's 2/3 of a podcast, really.
This really is indeed 2/3 of a podcast without him. Like there's definitely like just 10 minutes of stuff of him talking about his threes and his goods and
Yep.
Yep. That's okay though. What'd you think of this section?
right.
I love this part of the game. This
There's
game
a lot.
for me is just so much nostalgia.
There's a lot happening here. There's a lot of gameplay in here. Like, I was surprised how much gameplay. The reason why we're recording on Monday night, for those people who are get the podcast night of, my son was in a play. We had like literally where I had no time. It was the last week of the play. I had no time to actually play the video game. I got it done, and then next week done like last night, and it was great. So, but there was like I got most of it done. I only had to do like the vector stuff, and then it was great. I love it. I love this section of the game.
And this probably should have been a thing I talked about on the podcast, but the amount of story they fit into this, like, it's not a lot of game. Like, it's probably what, 30 hours? Like, what is how long to beat?
I'm at 15. I'm at like 15 right now. I'm at like 15 to 20, and I like to the end of the first act. So, there's not like it helps with the pixel remaster. Everything's faster.
It does help. It does help.
Like it helps tremendously. Like especially with the random encounters. Like there are points in the cave and in like the Magitech factory where the random encounters are just like, okay, I need to turn you off so I can figure out what I'm doing. So
yeah, I turned off random encounters fairly sparingly, and so far I've only used it when I wanted to like double back and make sure I haven't missed anything. But for the most part, I've just kept them on, and it hasn't been an issue for me. In a couple of weeks, there is something that I did just turn them off for, and I was like, that made that game a little bit better.
Yep.
Yep. All right. Should we call it a week?
Let's call it a week.
All right. Thank you all so much, and we'll talk at you again next week.
Bye-bye.